Hi, my name is Billy Flowers, and welcome to my channel where I talk about velocity banking and how we can use this strategy to massively pay off debt. And before we get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I just wanted to make a special announcement. I am one person away from 100 subscribers. So since I'm so close, I'm going to go ahead and announce that since we hit 100 subscribers, I'm just going to say I'm going to hit 100 subscribers. I plan on doing my first live stream either Friday or Saturday, depending on how my schedule goes. And of course, I'm going to be giving back to all of you that supported me. So I'm going to be doing a $100 giveaway. So stay tuned for that. Just look out for a notification for the new live video and either on Friday or Saturday. So let's get to this scenario. So I have a single person here. They work in IT, and he has some credit card debt, and that he wants to pay off. I'm gonna help him out. I'm gonna help him do that. So of course we're gonna start with our 4 key numbers. We have income of $3,860. Expenses are at $3,253.84. We have a debt of $9,228.31. Current cash flow is at $606.16. Now this guy he has an $8,000 line of credit at a 13.25% interest rate. And he has 2 credit cards here. As you can see, we have a Discover card at $7,813.47. Has a 27.45% interest rate. And it has around a $257.85 a month payment. Also have a Citi card, and that balance is a lot lower. It's only at $1,615.84. 23.25% interest rate, and it currently has a $50.09 monthly payment. Now down here I've broken down the interest that you will pay for the first year on this line of credit, and I'll explain why these numbers are the way they are in a minute. So we're only going to be using 70% of the line, so it's going to be $5,600. So if we take $5,600 and multiply it by the interest rate, this is what you're going to get charged for the first year. It's going to be $742 for the year, $61.83 for the month, or $2.03 per day. Now, like I mentioned, we're just going to be using 70% of this 8K, which is $5,600. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to go ahead, since this Citi card is only $1,615, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this. And then we're going to put the rest of the money on this Discover card. And what that's going to do is it's going to lower the payments. Let me get my notes here. If we put the rest, the $39.85 on the Discover card, it's going to lower the balance all the way down to $3,828.47. So what is that going to do to this monthly payment? Well, it's going to lower this monthly payment down to $126.34 per month. So we gained this $50, and we gained the difference between $257 and $126. So if we're no longer paying this monthly payment here, and this monthly payment went down, that means what? Our expenses are going to go down. And our expenses are going to go from $32.53.84. If we add both of these together, the difference between this and adding this $50, right? It comes to $181.60, which is going to put our new expense number at $3,072 And then you already know what's coming. If you've been watching my videos, you already know what's coming. What else is coming? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? We're gonna get some more cash flow, right? We're gonna get some more cash flow. So we're gonna get the exact amount, same amount as what the expenses went down, $181.60 added to the 60616, and we're going to get 787.76. That's going to be the new cash flow to start off with. So let's go over to month one and see how we're going to pay down this debt. So, like I said, we have the 5,600 out, and if you've been watching these videos, you know the deal. We're going to put that income in, right, of 3,860. Going to drive that balance all the way down to $1,740, right? And then we're going to have our new expenses coming out of $3,072.24. Going to raise that balance up to $4,812.24. We're going to get charged $61.83 in interest. Remember, it's off of the high balance. Matches what I have down here. $61.83, raising that balance up slightly to $4,874.07 at the end of month one. Then in month two, we're going to repeat the same thing. We're going to have our income going in, our expenses coming out. Here's the interest. $4,140.13 is the balance at the end of month two. Month three, we're going to have, let me change this right here. It was a plus sign. We're going to have our income going in, our expenses coming out. And remember, our expenses are everything that we paid throughout the month. This is including this monthly payment on this credit card. We're not going to stop paying this credit card right here. So this expense number also includes this and everything else. You know, the rent, gas, electric, food, everything else that he pays throughout the month. That's this expense number right here. So I know a lot of people get confused on that. That you're no longer paying like monthly payments or anything like that. No, you're paying everything through this line of credit. So this expense number is all the expenses. It's going to raise the balance up to $3,352.37. $45.71 is the interest. $3,398.08 is the balance at the end of month three. So now, since this balance is under the income that we're putting in, it's flip time. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the expenses come out first on the board, just for visual purposes, and then the income going second, just so we can see the line going down to zero, and we're not putting the exact number in, or we're going to have a negative balance. It's just more math, and it just opens yourself up to have more mistakes. So this just makes it a little easier, less math, less mistakes. You're still going to pay your bills the exact same way. I'm just putting this on the board like this just for visual purposes. So we're going to have the expenses come out first, the $3,072.24, raising that balance up to $6,470.32. Then why do I keep putting a plus sign here? I'm not paying attention. Then we're going to have our income going in of $3,860, lowering that balance all the way down to $2,610.08. $37.52 is the interest. $2,647.84 is the balance at the end of month four. Month five, it's repeat. We have our income coming out, we have our expenses coming out, our income going in, lowering that balance down to $1,860.08. $29.24 is the interest. $1,889.32 is the balance at the end of month five. Month six, We have our expenses coming out. Whew, man, I keep putting plus signs. I don't know why. Our income going in of $38.60. $20.86 is the interest. $1,093.18 is the balance at the end of month 6. Month 7, rinse and repeat. Expenses out, income in. $12.07 is the interest. $317.49 is the balance at the end of month 7. Now, month 7, I want you to pay attention because we're gonna be doing something in month 7. So, in month 7, we're gonna have the expenses of $29.45.90, and you're looking at that and say, well, why did that change? Well, since we have room in our line, right? We got room in our line now because we drove this balance all the way down to $317. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to pay off the rest of this Discover card. So the rest is $38.28.47. It will be a little bit lower than that, but I put the exact amount in because that's what I like to do, because you never know. You need some little room for errors and all that. So now we're going to get rid of this $126 monthly payment, right? So what's that going to do? Well, now that's going to lower our expenses, right? That monthly payment on that Discover credit card. So now our expenses are going to be $2,045.90 because we're no longer paying that monthly payment, right? And of course, what else is gonna happen? We're gonna get some more cash flow. We're gonna get some more cash flow, right? So $126.34 is gonna be added to the cash flow, right? We're gonna be adding it to the cash flow. And now we're going to have $914.10 to work with for the rest of this scenario. So now you see why I put this expense number here. So once we pay off the Discover credit card, it's going to raise that balance up to $7,091.86. But now what's going to happen? We're going to have our income going in, driving that balance down to $3,231.86. And the interest for this month, what I did for this month, since we added the Discover card, I took the interest off of this low balance like I do at the end of the previous month. Then I took the interest off of the high balance, and then I took the interest off of this ending balance here. I added them all together. I divided by 3, and that's where I got this 39.17. So when I did that, it's going to raise the balance up to $3,271.03 at the end of month 8. So basically, this interest is just an average because I don't know how long this balance is going to be, at 7,000. So I just took the interest off of that and we just did an average for the month. So that's fine. It's like it's either going to be this much or it can be lower. So it's not really that much interest, but I just wanted to do an average just in case. So and then in month 9, we're going to have our new expenses of $29.45.90 come out of the line, raising that balance up to $6,216.93. Then we're going to have our income going in. $38.60. $2,336.93 is the interest, and then is the balance, and then we're going to have $36.12 and interest is going to get charged. And notice it didn't really change too much from the previous month because I just went off of the beginning balance of month 8, and it's going to raise that balance up to $2,393.05 at the end of month 9. Month 10, expenses coming out, income going in, interest charge, $26.42. $1,505.37 is the is the balance at the end of month 10. Month 11, we have our expenses coming out, our income of $38.60 going in, lowering that balance all the way down to $591.27. $16.62 is the interest. $607.89 is the balance at the end of month 11. Month 12, expenses coming out. Look at that balance right there, $35.83.79. It's under what our income is. Put in that exact amount. Month 12. 1 year done. Isn't that amazing? 1 year. This guy right here thought he was gonna be stuck with these monthly payments for a minute, for for a while, and he just, he stayed disciplined. He stayed dedicated. You know, he kept up his same lifestyle. He didn't go out and do a bunch of things. He was just concentrating on paying this debt down. 1 year done. $9,428 done in 1 year, starting off with $606 in cash flow. Now he has this net of $914.10 to work with every single month. So what can he do with that? He can do anything he wants to. He can build up his emergency fund. He can start investing. Now he has a choice of what he can do with this money right here. $914 that's a pretty nice chunk of money to have a little fun with. Now he can celebrate and maybe take himself a little vacation. Go out on a weekend or something, or save up a couple months, few months, and take a nice little vacation for himself, just because he did all this. You gotta celebrate these wins, no matter what you do. No matter how small the wins are, celebrate them, because it makes you feel good inside. I'm telling you, whenever you have a win, each and every day, celebrate those small wins, no matter how small they are, because when you do that, I'm telling you, it just makes you feel good. Don't think about all the negative stuff that happens throughout the day, throughout life. Celebrate every single win that you have every day, and you'll be surprised how it makes you feel. So, of course, I like to add up the interest that we paid. You know how I like to do it. So, boom, boom, boom. Added up everything. $379.38. Now, some of you should know, most of you should know, how we calculate this. Open up Google, type in this number right here, $379.38 is what percent of $9,428.31. And we're going to see what we're going to get. I already got it here on my notes. And this is what you're going to get right here. Whew, look at that right there. 4.02%. And you're looking at that like, wait a minute. 4%, but this line said 13.25. I know. Isn't that crazy? This is the power of velocity banking. When you're dumping all your money in your cash, you're dumping all your money into these lines. You're maximizing every single dollar that you make. This is what happens, because remember, these lines of credit, they calculate interest on the average daily balance. So the lower you have the balance every single day, the less interest you're going to get charged. And this is the result. And I even said, well, if I made a miscalculation, once I got down here and and I added this Discover credit card or whatever, or something else came up throughout this year, if I added even $300 more that you're paying in interest, so you would be paying $679.38, we would still be at you would still be under 10%. You'll be at 7.21% if you got charged another $300 in interest. And if you're looking at these interest costs, another $300, that's a lot. I mean, that's like several more months. Several. Because look at these interest charges. I mean, the highest interest charge that we got was $61. We're talking about an extra 300, so and that's at a 5,600 balance. Isn't that crazy? So this is how this guy working in IT paid off 9,000, almost $9,500 in credit card debt in 1 year. You know how years fly by nowadays. It's a snap of a finger. We're already in the middle of March already, and it just seemed like Christmas was yesterday. So these years fly by. So this year, boom, done. Now he has this to work with. So I hope you found value in today's video. And like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to have some special planned this week. So stay tuned for my $100 giveaway announcement. And I just want to thank all of you for your support. Thank you for leaving your comments. And this has been a crazy ride. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And like I always say, get that cash flow.